Good morning, folks. Bay State Yankee here. Today we're working in the shop. I got an unexpected delivery yesterday of a large shipping crate that I'm going to dismantle, and then we will reuse the wood. And it's not your standard pallet type shipping crate. This is all 1/2-inch plywood. It's very large, and it came over here to the States from Finland. I guess it had a piece of furniture in it, and I think that we can take this thing apart and reuse it to do signs, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a minute. But first, let me show you the crate. So this is the crate. It's quite large. Now there are 9 spots where someone has gotten happy with a staple gun and stapled the legs for the shipping pallet. You can see in the 4 corners, and then halfway down each side, and once in the middle. And you can see it makes quite a mess there, which one would think would render this piece of plywood useless, but the issue here is probably I will have to cut off some of these pieces rather than try to spend all my time fixing that damage. However, the piece in the middle, I didn't want to lose this, because if I can salvage the bottom as one piece, it's more beneficial to me. It does appear, as you can see, that it looks like there's a glue line here. And if that is a glue line, which I believe it is, someone has done a really good job about gluing this piece together. So let's get this apart and see what's going on. But anyway, underneath the bottom was this leg right here in the middle. And I've already pulled that off and extracted the staples. And then so now we're going to see if we can get the sides off and then do something with the bottom here. Let's get going here. Okay, I've got my line drawn here, and this will avoid both the staples and the edge of the bottom piece. And over here on the side, I'm going to come down right along the edge of this cardboard piece. Again, that will avoid staples and the edge of the side piece of plywood. I guess I have to pull this off too. So down here, same thing, right along this edge. And then we'll just drop this piece right out. So let's get started. Now, it wasn't the straightest cut. It was kind of an awkward position, but in any event, we'll clean that up on a table saw. I'll take the finished piece there and run it through and trim off any excess. Now I think we'll do the, probably the other long side and get that off. That'll take a lot of the weight off. So let's try that. Okay, decision time. I've got to decide what to do here, where all these staples are, because it's not worth my time and energy to pull them out. You can see this batch. Here's a corner here. We've got some bad shots here where they came through. There's another one. This. And then here, all along the edge, there's shots. And of course the middle pieces. Along the back it's not too bad, but I do have this middle shot. And that middle piece, I removed all of the staples. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sacrifice the edges and just take the middle. So I'm gonna lay that out now with a ruler, and then we'll see what it looks like. Okay, I took off 4 inches on each long side, and then I got 3 inches down here and 3.5 up there. So the only thing that will leave me is the middle section, which I can putty and sand. Everything else will be staple free. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut out this rectangle, and the edge will probably just drop. I better throw some 2x4s under there though, just to be safe. Okay, now I'm gonna make some cuts here and over there, same thing. And then down here, here, and over there. And that will give me 4 pieces that may end up in the trash, but I think I'll hold on to them briefly just to make sure I don't need them. I can cut shorter pieces out of here for bracing, and there's a lot of stuff I can do, and I can use this like on the floor for if I'm gonna stack things, I don't want them on the wet floor, I can use that. But it's a couple layers of plywood. I'm assuming it's glued together. So, I just might be able to use that for something, but I don't have to worry about it right now. I'll just make the cuts, and then I can store this unit, and then we'll go from there. Okay, there you go. That was the biggest part. I got this nice sheet here, 45 3/4 by 65. I can do a lot with that. And then I got the two sides and the 2 long pieces. So these long pieces are close to 70 inches long. So they'll be straightened up on the, what I'll do is I'll mark them with the size, and then calculate how much wood I got here. And then before I go and cut them all, I'll wait until I get orders for certain size signs, and then I can work with this. But I still have the cover, so that's going to be a little different. So let me get the bench cleaned off. I'll get the cover up there, and then we'll tackle that. Okay, they've very kindly used small brads small nails here to go through, they went into the straight grain of the sides. So those will pop right out real quick, unlike the staples. But these strips of wood were tacked down, and I'm praying that they didn't use glue, but I want to get a little bar under there and pop those up. My guess is because you're dealing with an inch here, these are probably 3/4 inch or 7/8 staples, and they should pull out pretty easy. So let's take a look at that and see what we can do. Well, I had hoped they wouldn't do this, but they glued this down. So it's redundant to try to pull this strip off and clean off that just for that few couple of inches. So what I'm going to do is measure in from here to just past that glued stick. All the way around it would be the same measurement all the way around. And then I'm going to flip it over, mark it off on the panel, and that will be my cut line. And I'll just cut all of this strip right off. This will be all disposed of. So let me get some measurements, and then I'll flip it over. Okay, I came in 2 1/4 inches all the way around, and that will allow the blade to miss the sticks underneath and any nails or staples, and then it'll give me a nice big piece of usable wood. So this stuff here will probably be trashed or burnt. I'm not sure what I can do with it. So let me get this cut. Okay, there she is. This piece here measures 49.5 by 68.5. That's a good chunk of wood there, and coupled with all the rest, I think it was worth my time. What I'm going to do is calculate what I have for square inches and base it against full sheets of plywood, and then see how many sheets I picked up here. But right now I've got to stop filming and clean up this mess and find a place to store this plywood. Well, I measured up all of the pieces of wood and I came up with a total of 10,703 square inches. When I calculate what a 4x8 sheet would be with 4608, it comes up with 2 1/3 sheets of plywood. Based at the prices that I'm paying now, that's about $95 worth of plywood that I salvaged in maybe 45 minutes and a little bit of effort. I have a pile of scrap here. It's not a big pile, and I may be able to use it for something, but right now I'm not going to throw it out. I'll wait a couple weeks or so. The pieces that I cut are rough cut on several sides, and I won't square those up until the time comes when I actually go to do a project, and then I know what size I'm cutting and everything, and then I'll just lay it out and square it up real nice. So there will be a little bit extra of scrap, So if you really wanted to argue the point, you could say I would lose that 1/3 of a sheet, you know, maybe less than that for scrap. So, but even then it's 2 sheets of plywood at 40 bucks a pop. So, plus I didn't have to go get it. So I think it was worth it to salvage the wood out of this pallet. Would have ended up in a landfill somewhere just rotting. That really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So in time, they'll surface again as signs or other projects I'm making. And then, you know, their life lives on. The tree didn't die in vain. So thanks for watching. Check out my other videos on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram, Bay State Yankee. Same handle on both. And have a great day.